Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to show you how to create a custom secondary menu bar. Really easy to do and great little feature to add to your site. So let's get started. I'm going to go down to my dashboard. Once at the dashboard, I'm going to go down to Divi and Theme Builder. I'm going to delete what I've got going on here. Okay, if I save my changes now, and we go back to the page and refresh, we're back to the default Divi header, which is great, but we want to add a little bar under here, or you can put it on top if you prefer, wherever you want. So let's do that. Back to the theme builder. I'm going to hit add global header right here. I'm going to build mine from scratch today, and by default it puts in a section, the blue tab, and it prompts you to add a row, the little green button right here. First thing I want to do is recreate the Divi kind of regular menu that we had up there, which is this one with the logo and my menu. So let's do that first. I'm going to click on the little green button for a row. I'm going to use a single row, single column for this today. I'm just going to quickly do it with the menu module. If we roll down, there's the menu module. Select whatever menu you want, and it has to be saved in your menus to appear here. Top Custom's the one I was using before, which is fine. You can add your logo down here. There's my little logo. It's okay, but it's way too big. If you've got WooCommerce installed, you can go down to Elementor and show a shopping cart icon. You can also show the search icon if you want to. I'm going to leave mine just as it is, but what I actually want to do is make it look similar to this one here. So I'm going to go into my design, layout wise, left align is fine. I've got no drop down on this particular one, but downwards would work for this. Menu text itself, I want to put that on the left hand side. I believe that's where mine was before. So if we scroll down inside, pop that on the left. And my logo is way too big there. So if we roll down a little bit more to sizing, we've actually got logo width here. I'm going to take it down till it looks more like how I want it. Something like that. Let's have a quick look. Maybe a little bit smaller even. But we want to adjust this on tablet and mobile at a minute because we don't want it quite that small on mobile. I'm going to round that up to 20. That looks fine to me. But we've got way too much space, top and bottom. So let's take care of that quickly. I'm going to save my changes. I'm going to go into the section, the blue tab up here, just hit the little cog. Go over to design and spacing. I'm going to take any padding away that's there. So where it says padding, top and bottom, I'm going to give 0. I'm just going to put a 0 in, it'll put the pics in for you. Hit the chain, it'll do the bottom. Now just so we can see the bottom, I'm going to add a bit of box shadow just to define it. There we go. It's still a little bit too wide, so we can take a little bit more padding away from our row to take care of that. So let's go into the row, the green tab. Over to design, same thing, spacing. Let's try perhaps 5 pixels and hit the chain again. Yeah, that's kind of about the size that I want there. Great, well I'll leave that as it is. That's fine for my regular menu. Now I want to add a secondary menu underneath in this case, but I'll show you how you can put it on top if you want to. So let's add a new section, little blue button to add a section. I'm going to make it a regular section. Put in the number of columns you want for the items you actually want to put into yours. I'm going to use 4 for mine, or you can use one of these and add an extra menu and things, but I'm just going to put some social medias and things in there. In my first one, I'm going to use a little blurb. I'm going to put my telephone number in there. Let's get rid of the title. And where the text is over here, I'm going to select it and put in my telephone number. Great, as you can see it's appeared there. Image and icon, well I want an icon for mine today. So I'm going to flip it down and use the icon. I want a phone. And let's use that little icon right there. It's great, but it's huge and I want it on the left hand side. So we can go over to design, image and icon. You can choose your color here, icon color. I'm going to make that blue. There we go, fantastic. I don't want it on the top, I actually want it on the left. Perfect. But I want to align my text with it so it's more central to the icon there. To do that, I'm going to do it with line height. So if we just roll over it and hit the little paintbrush right beside it, it'll take us straight to that text. You can choose what font you want. Divi's got a crazy amount of fonts. To audition one, just roll over it, it'll give you an example. I'm happy to stick with the default for mine. I am going to bring it up a little bit, and I'm going to make it perhaps semi-bold, so it's a little thicker. And I'm going to make mine 16 pixels. Again, just put in the 16, it'll put the pixel in. If we roll down just a little bit, we've got line height. I'm going to centralize it with the icon, with the line height here. I'm just going to drag it up just a little bit. Well, looks like it's about right there. Fantastic. I think I'm going to make that text that same blue color. Great. Now to make this into a live telephone link, you can go into your link and you can do tel, colon, give it the country code, then the number itself, and that becomes a live phone link that on a mobile it'll actually call it for you. Great. Well, we'll save that. Let's put perhaps the email in next door. So I'm actually going to clone this, 2 little squares to clone it. Drag one of them across, it really doesn't matter because they're both identical. Drop it where you want it. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to change that to me@myemail.com. I'm going to change that little icon to an email icon perhaps. So down below, image and icon. So email. Now let's pop that one in. Fantastic. And if you wanted to link this and make it pop up to their default mail client, you could go into the link. And this time we'll do mail to, colon, and that email address. me@myemail.com. That'll pop up their default email client, whether it's Outlook or Mail on their phone. When you're happy, save the changes. Great. Well, let's move on. And let's perhaps put a little button in there. I want to go down. And let's perhaps say join our team. And you can have it linked to a sales page down below. Always best practice. Put your link in. If you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off-site, open it in a new tab. That way your sites are going to stay open. Great. Well, that button's way too big. Let's go into our design. I'm going to go down to button. I'm going to use custom styles for the button. I'm going to take that text down to the same as our other ones, which was 16 over here. And I'm going to give it a blue background. And you can give it a different color on hover, and this is common to all Divi modules. If you roll up over the dark writing within a module, you'll see some little icons appear. Go to the thing that you want to affect, in our case the background here. If there's a little arrow, you can click on it and set a hover state by clicking on the arrow tab there. And let's perhaps make it purple on hover. Great. I think that button's going to be too wide for the bar that I want, but we'll adjust it in a minute. I also want it to be in the middle. In fact, I'm going to line all these in the middle, so on mobile they line up. So back in design, right at the top we've got alignment. Fantastic. And last but not least, let's perhaps add some social icons here. I'm going to use my social media follow buttons for those. There you go, it's put 2 in by default. Let's add just a couple more. Click on it. Let's put in Instagram. And obviously you want to link it to your Instagram account below. I'm happy with that. And let's perhaps put in LinkedIn or something. There it is. And again, link it to your LinkedIn profile there. I want these to be in the middle also. Let's see what we've got here. Design, alignment. I'm going to pop them in the middle of the column. I think I'd like them all to be the same color though. You can customize these individually. If I go back to the content now, we'll go into this first one. Now let's change the background color to the blue that I've been using for the other ones. So it's slightly changed it there, but I want them all to be that. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to right click on the one that we've just edited here. I'm going to say extend item styles. I want to extend to everything in this column, which is the other social media icons there. Hit extend. There we go. All blue. That works for me. Great. Well, the next thing I want to do is give this whole section a background color. So let's go into the section, the blue tab. I want it to be pretty dark, so I'm going to go into background. I'm not going to make it black, but pretty close. So I'm going to hit the little 3 buttons to bring up the color palette. There's black. Let's make it just off black. That's fine. That sets everything out like that. Great. Well, that bar's way too wide again. So while we're in the section, let's go to design. I'm going to take all the spacing away, or the padding I should say, again by putting a 0 in, hitting the chain. That's better, but it's still too wide. Let's save that. We'll go into the row, the green tab there. And I'll take the padding away same way, but probably want to add a bit back. So I'm going to put a 0 on the top. As you can see, there's no gap whatsoever there. We've got a bit of a gap on the bottom because of the size of the button there. But let's try putting perhaps 3 pixels. That's good. We can uncheck the chain and take that back down to 1 at the bottom. I want to shrink that button down slightly. Everything's working, but it's just giving too much space at the bottom there. So let's save what we've got here. I'm going to go back into this button. Again, I'm going to go to design and spacing. Padding. Let's try, say, 3 pixels. Let's shrink it up just a little bit there. And we'll do the same for the bottom. Yeah, that works. I think we can shave a bit more off the bottom of our row there, or add a bit to the top perhaps. I also want to see an icon at all times. I want it to be on the left. We've got on hover there. So if we roll back up, close up spacing, button just above, we've already got the custom styles open. Let's go down, we'll find an icon. Here we go. Let's say perhaps a person. That'll do fine. In fact, let's use that one for fun. By icon button color, I think it's white by default. That's fine. I actually want it to be on the left, but I want to see it all the time. So where it says only show icon on hover for button, I'm going to flip that to no, and we've got our little icon there. Great. We're about there. I just need to add a little bit of padding to the top of this row. So I'm going to go into the row, the green tab, over to design and spacing. We've got that unchecked, so on the top I'm just going to increment up just a little bit until it looks fairly central to me. There we go, that seems to work fine. While we're in here, let's check it on tablet and mobile. To do that, let's save our changes. We'll go into the little purple button. We can check it on tablet. Okay, I think I need to centralize perhaps our numbers here. Let's have a look on mobile. Yeah, those two work, but it's not really lining up. I mean, it's functional, but it's not really lining up. I need to make my logo a bit bigger on mobile too in the main menu there. So let's take care of that. Go back to desktop. First thing I'm going to do is go in and change my logo size on mobile in the menu module. So I'm going into the menu module right there. Design. Sizing. Here's the logo width. Let's check it on mobile. And again, this is common to all Divi modules. Roll over to get the icons up. Hit the mobile phone this time, or we can check it on tablet. I'll move that out of the way. Yeah, that's okay. We could bring it up a little bit, but I'm quite happy with that. If you want to bring it up on tablet, just slide that up till it's the size you want it. And on mobile, that's way too small. Let's take it up something like that. Great. Now let's centralize these two here, or as best we can. So I need to go into each of these modules. I'm going to go into the first one. What I'm going to do is go over to design and sizing. As it's a blurb, it's got a fixed content width of 550. Let's guess at perhaps try 120 pixels, 120. It's cut it off, so that's a little bit not enough. Let's try 150. That's okay. Once we've done sizing, we can pop it in the middle of the column itself. I'm going to copy this. I know this is probably slightly longer, but I'm going to use the same for it too. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into my next module here, over to design, sizing, content width. I'm going to paste that in there. That's fine. It's centralized it for us. Make sure it's in this center. I'm going to save that. Now let's check it out on tablet and mobile. Yeah, that's a lot better. And on mobile, yeah, they're all centralized, lined up. If you wanted to hide these on mobile, perhaps you didn't like the look of them or something, you can do this with any row, module, or section. Simply go into it. Over at the Advanced tab, Visibility, you can choose to disable it on phone, tablet, or desktop. I'm happy for mine to be there and on all of those. Great. Well, that's working for us now. Let's flip back to desktop. I've got mine sitting on the bottom, which is where I want it. If you want yours to sit on the top, little icon over here that's called layers, just between the search and the question mark there, click on it, brings up the layers. You can simply drag it on top. There it is on the top. Like I say, I'm happy for mine to be on the bottom there. Once you're happy with everything, hit your save down here. We'll X out up here. Make sure everything's saved on this page. Now if we go back to our site, there's the original menu. If we refresh, we've got our new menu with our little secondary custom bar down here, with our call, email, little join our team button, and social media icons. So there's how to easily add a custom secondary menu to your Divi theme. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.